that on Paylocity, what you want to use for March 5th, for when we had that snow day. I know there's quite a few that helped us clear buses and move buses, so I have all that information, but if you were not here, I need to know what you want to use for that day if you're a full-time driver. So thank you. Also, I would encourage everybody just to go down this hallway right here. We put up pictures from, we had a driver, Dave, who passed away. It's been a year, and did all these pictures. He was a great photographer, and so it's kind of a just a memorial for Dave and all his beautiful pictures. So go and take a look at those whenever. And then we also want to get some clients on that wall too, and just kind of go from there. So, so go look at that. We have some new drivers. Bob O'Donnell back there, he took over Dave. About 2 weeks ago, so he is the new 314 route driver. So welcome. And then we have Amy over here. There she is. She's a new community driver for us, so she'll be doing all the fun and community stuff. And Jen she's on vacation for this week. But she's going to be taking over the 291 route. So when you see Jen, welcome her. She'll be back in about a week. And Nick, I just found him right here. Nick is taking over our 2 route 277. So welcome, Nick. And then we have Tom. He's our full-time sub driver, so he'll be doing many things.
Well, let's go. 268? Yes. You have dispatches.
Okay, we have some anniversaries. We have Ken. There's Ken right there. He's been here 1 year. Here's your pen. And Stephanie, I saw her, she's over here. Congratulations. Thank you for helping us start those buses in the morning, Stephanie. It's a great help. We have Kenji Johnson. He's been here 2 years. Happy anniversary. She's 281. I don't see her, but she's been here 3 years. So when you see her, tell her happy anniversary. We have Don Brown, who's been here 4 years. He's right over here. He does a lot of the community stuff right here. And Dave Okie, but he's out on a community run, and so he's also been here 4 years. So tell him happy anniversary. There's Lisa. Happy anniversary. She's been here 3 years. We're saying happy anniversary. Mark Johnson, 8 years. Mark, and where's Terri? She's been here 1 year. So we appreciate everyone, and I'm going to just give it right to Mike. We're going to be showing the video, so everyone get into where you can see the video.
Good morning, everyone. We are watching a video this morning, and for our new drivers, I'm sorry our driver meetings are not always this heavy or this much of a downer, but it is going to be today. I'm going to start out with, I probably watched this video 50 times, and every time I see it, it's just as difficult to watch and I see or notice something different, when we're done watching it, we'll have some time to reflect or ask questions or those type of things. And I'd like to start with saying that the driver involved did give us permission to show this, so we're not showing it without the person's permission. And throughout this process, we do understand that there were mistakes is probably the wrong word, but things that we would like done differently, both from a dispatch and administration standpoint as well. And those things are continuing to be worked on, and improvement in the steps that are taken from that aspect as well. But from today's perspective, we are just really focused on what happened in the bus and not the other challenges that we had that day. What we're going to show is a video from a few months ago when we had one of our passengers in a wheelchair tip. And it is difficult to see. And we're going to watch it from a perspective of how it happened. And we're going to stop it a few times while we're going through it to kind of show what steps along the way of things that could have been done differently or we wish were done differently, and hope that from what is a very negative situation that we learn from it to ensure as much as we possibly can that this never happens again. I'm also going to say the person involved in the tip, there was an injury, but it wasn't an injury that was long-term effects, or the person did not have to stay in the hospital overnight or anything like that. So the injury is not permanent, but there was an injury, which is the most important thing, is that it wasn't any long-term. So with that, Douglas, we want to show this. I'm going to ask you, it may be difficult with how this is showing, but we really want to focus on the top view. If you're trying to look at multiple views, it might be overly complicated, but we're really going to try to focus on the top half of this video. And Douglas, I'll probably ask you to stop it a couple times as we're going through this. And if anyone has a difficult time seeing or hearing me, please let me know as we go through this. So we're going to start out by watching on the upper right-hand corner.
Mike, do you want a laser pointer?
Sure, that's it.
Can you move it down?
Douglas, can you move it
Down.
Yeah.
So that's the part is on the whiteboard?
Yeah, like that, yeah.
So this is what we're going to start by watching, okay?
Like, I don't know what this one's about.
That one does not turn on.
I'm sorry if I'm in people's way, but I can't see how to be. So go ahead, Douglas.
A recent research done by school safety experts has spoken to
Alright, let's pause it right here. Douglas, can you turn the volume down?
Yeah.
On that? What's happening is as we're tying down your wheelchair, there's another individual in the bus. Alright? The other individual is not doing anything to be distracting our driver. This person is not reaching out to our driver. They are not talking to our driver. But our driver allows herself to be distracted by the other individual. So I'm going to start by saying we want to emphasize as much as possible that as driver, you are in control of that bus. And it's our strong recommendation that you take control of it. And unless there's a necessary reason for someone else to be assisting you on there, that you keep the bus clear of anyone else. Again, I'm going to emphasize that this person is not engaging our driver in conversation, but our driver allows themselves to be distracted by the other person. And then watch what our driver does while she is or is not tied down the wheelchair.
Ready?
Hey, all right! God, a little here. We take forever.
You might have been two boxes that you know one at a time. You two boxes.
You see right away where the person started happening, correct? She locked the wheelchair down and went directly to the rear wheels. Right? We should always be doing the front wheels first. Right? The other thing we really like for people to do is not be engaging with other people on the bus when they're doing this, but being engaged with the rider that they are tying down. I personally would love to have everyone say, as they're doing it, got your front wheels tied down, now I'm going to the back. A lot of our folks are not verbal, so if something is not going okay, they can't let us know. But by communicating with the rider and telling them, yep, front wheel is locked down, you're giving them that peace of mind that they know they're tied in correctly. Okay? Went right directly to the back wheels.
Video meetings and other features to connect to customers and coworkers anywhere. With AI, Workday is connected to deliver
So you see that it wasn't just that the front wasn't done first, never went back and did the front wheelchair securance.
Am I seeing correctly that even the shoulder belt seems to be like way out here too?
Yeah, it's a little bit off to the side, but way much less important than that. And again, one of the things I want to emphasize is we have a lot of folks in our wheelchairs that are not verbal. And I want you to put yourself in the position of someone that's in a wheelchair, that's being tied down, that can't communicate, and knows your wheelchair wasn't secured properly. You know the front securements weren't put on, and you're sitting there and have no way to communicate that with anyone. And you're just waiting, knowing that in all likelihood, when this bus pulls away, that you're going to hit backwards. So, I also want to point out, as you saw that, as we finished with the wheelchair securement, we want to point this lower one. What are we doing? We're going down the lift. Okay? Once we secure a wheelchair, the next step is to check it to make sure it's secure. Right? A little shake to make sure it's secure. That never happened. Right? The other thing that I'm certain you're trained on is After you stop at a house, after you secure a wheelchair, you start at the back of the bus, and you walk through the bus to your driver's seat to ensure that every wheelchair is secure and that people's seatbelts are on. So this is another little aside. I'm trying to get another video. Another day program recently had a situation where a bus rolled over, a driver fell asleep and the bus rolled over, and one of the passengers did not have their seatbelt, and it sounds like you can see very clearly what happens in an accident. Again, thankfully no injury, but you can see the person without a wheelchair flying around the bus while it was rolling. So the importance of securing the seatbelts along with the wheelchair tip is something that we should be doing every time you walk from the back of the bus to the front of the bus, making sure that each wheelchair is secure and that people have their seatbelts on.
Every year.
Okay, you guys have a good day.
Joining me now is Julie Climate Solutions Correspondent to talk about what the stakes are this year's negotiation. Hi, Julia. Good morning, Layla. Okay, Julia, so the meeting kicked off today, even less than a week after voters picked Trump as the next president of the United States. Jennifer, how does the outcome of the U.S. election shape this talk? Trump has called climate change a hoax. He's calling President Biden planning to reduce emissions, green new scams, and then there's the Paris Agreement. That's his historic decision to try to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius over temperatures from the late 1800s. Trump pulled the U.S. out of that agreement in first term. Climate policy experts think he's likely to do it again. Here's Alden Meyer from the Climate Change think tank, E3G.
So as we talk about walking from the back to the front, right, she needs to put the wheelchair lift up and secure it. So you can do one of two things. You can walk through and exit the bus and then put it up. Or if you ride down and put up the lift, then you get back down and walk through the bus one more time before you pull away. Either's fine. Irene? Right, either one is fine, but either way, before you pull out, you can walk to that bus.
Sorry.
Black Ford pickup that's parked along the fence, is that someone's, oh,
Yeah, Jerry, can we just move it, sorry, because they gotta get a bus on the shop, yeah. Sorry.
all right, go ahead.
Pull out of the Paris Agreement like we did in this last term. He won't pull out on day one.
Okay, so what is that difference? So if the U.S. does pull out of the Paris Agreement, which is very likely, it will take some time to make that official. But over the next 2 weeks, it's fairly likely that countries will be engaged with the U.S. in the same way they would have in Vice President Kamala Harris won. Countries will likely be working with China, the European Union, the United Kingdom to pick up the slack that still intend to go ahead with the Paris Agreement. This is all really important because by February, countries have to submit these key targets as part of the Paris Agreement. Basically, they have to say, we're going to cut all this climate pollution to meet that goal with a warming of 1.5 degrees.
You need to look away if you understand.
So now projections say that as the climate moves for the first time that it will lead to transition many countries, including the US,
So what's happening here, this rider here is trying to let our driver know that someone tipped. Our driver didn't realize it was the chair that tipped and thought it was the bag fell off. Yeah, at that part of it. Again, the biggest issue is not that, it's the securement and what continues to happen here. Go forward.
You guys are the ones that are important. I don't give a shit if those boxes and all that shit about.
These new targets for countries for having missions are supposed to be more advanced than the last ones, so well, this is a big
Stop the truth.
to join the full stuff.
Just the big.
What exactly are you talking about? As we know, global warming is
It's still not up to us.
2024 is on track to be at the hottest year
Oh,
wait,
Linda.
very expensive to prepare for these climate disasters.
Oh, I'm coming. I thought you said something else. Shit, I got called.
$100 billion to developing countries.
Over. Oh my God.
Pretty much everybody.
Oh my God, honey.
$100 billion.
We should all know when a wheelchair tips, we do not try to raise it on our own. We do not try to raise a wheelchair. Because if there is neck damage or something else that has happened, we can do additional damage. So the first thing you do, again, I just need to say this. This is not at all about beating up on Laura. Please don't take it as that at all. Laura has had multiple conversations with a lot of us. She very much understands the mistakes she made, and she found it as important as we do that we can all learn from this. That's why she was okay with us showing this video. This is not about beating someone up. This is about us all learning that if God forbid this happens again, how we deal with the situations and what we can do to ensure that this does not happen again. So, okay? But the lesson here is, if this does happen, you do not try to lift the person up yourself. You let paramedics make the decision whether someone can be moved or not. So your first call after this is automatically to dispatch. Say, we had a wheelchair tip. All right? Then you start managing the situation. Dispatch will call 911. If you do have a personal cell phone and there aren't other things that you need to be taken care of, it's okay for you to call 911 as well. But dispatch will be calling 911. There's never anything wrong with 2 calls to 911. That's perfectly okay. All right? But we want to make sure dispatch is calling 911, that they get as much information as they can, the location of the situation, and that there's a wheelchair tip for them to get paramedics, 911 out there to assess the situation. All right? You as the driver and the person in control of the situation may have other things you're needing to take care of at the time, whether it's keeping everyone else calm, managing potentially, depending on where you are, any traffic item. And our preference, quite honestly, is you do not have a personal cell phone ready at your disposal. We call 911 anyway. So it is dispatch. Once they know what's going on, we'll notify 911 of your location and what has happened to try to get them to you.
They are looking for figuring out that number of the summit and developing countries also want to be sure that developing countries actually know how they're going to pay for it. That's NPR.
Never happened.
Okay, no. Energizing juice beverages. Flavor innovation. Likely carbonated. I thought you guys were saying. Oh, that's good. Sit down. We'll get it up. She's okay.
Okay.
Alright, let me call this guy. How much did I have? I forgot to tie it up here.
Oh, no, it's a job.
Oh, I gotta write this. This one's good under. 297, 293, 290. 294 big. Son of a bitch. Hey, could you do me a favor and call the English house? Cause, the wheelchair just fell backwards. She's fine though.
If you notice what she did, the first thing should be, we have a wheelchair tip, please call 911. Trying to notify the residential house. Again, that's dispatch's responsibility. That's not our first concern right now. Our concern is getting someone out to evaluate the person that fell. Right. Dispatch, once they make sure that 911's called, that the situation's under control, dispatch at this, as quickly as possible, will get support from themselves, to call program sites, to call residential sites, and those things to notify people in the right amount of time. But calling the residential or notifying the residential home should not be the first thought on my mind.
Right around the corner from them. I'm right on the Board Road. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, you okay? Okay, let's see if we can get you up.
Are you taking her back home?
No, she's just fine, but it fell backwards. I forgot to lock her in the front way. I need them to come, I need somebody from, the English house to come, his name's Mike.
Do you need assistance?
I just said yes. She is fine. The wheelchair just went backwards, didn't fall sideways, and I'm trying to get her up, so I just need assistance for Mike to come over here. And I'm right on the
Trying to get
board,
her
right
up.
by, Jimmy.
Again, not what we should be doing there.
Honey, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. It's okay. You're okay. I can't get you up, honey. Not until Mike comes, okay? Until Mike comes. Just hang on, honey. I thought this fell.
No,
I know, honey. Let me put this under your head, okay? Yeah, I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. Let's put this under your head. Okay? You okay? Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me cut that hair out. Nice to come. Is he coming?
I can't get the number now, and I didn't know which house it was.
For Linda Anderson. I swear. I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. But she'll come tonight. She gets to come get you, okay? Because I'm so sorry. You didn't see me get hurt. You're not hurt at all. Right? Right. That's what matters. I gotta have to. I forgot to put them back in. I'm so sorry, babe. I'm so sorry. I usually do put those first, don't I? I always put those first. This time I didn't. Oh, God, babe. He'll be coming back. He'll come over here, okay? You'll get to see my again, okay? I'm so sorry. I know that. I've never done it. I'm not the first one who does this either.
I know that, I know that.
A lot of people do it, but it's a bit flash. He'll come right over here.
Very good, nice to hear. Oh, no, nice.
He'll come in a truck.
Oh, the truck.
Mm-hmm. And then,
Not only do you not want to move the person in this situation, you care heavy. You can injure yourself pretty significantly as well by trying to lift that on your own. Just not at all what you should be doing.
I won't, she is fine when I'm talking to her and stuff. She's not, she's not hurt. Do I take her back home then?
Trying to put myself in someone's shoes and this happening, I totally understand a friend of mine, right? We want to believe everything is okay. We want to feel like the person is going to be okay. And that's why she's okay, she's okay, she's okay. We're trying to convince ourselves of it
I accidentally.
as much as anything
I always
else.
do the front one first. This time I did it, really. But the back ones are hooked. Right. I just told Dad that I'm right on the 4 road and right here on the 4 right by Jimmy.
Did you operate the wheelchair, Marla? Or are you driving? You're driving right now?
I can't bring it up right. I put something under her head. I can't bring it up. It's too heavy for me. I'll break my back. Did you guys call the English house for Mike?
Yeah, Mike is coming to assist you. I need to get a full report, so come and engage me when you get back here. There's a wheelchair situation down here with
There's Mike.
to do the work. And we need to get this, you might not want to ask Mike if you want to get her checked out by a paramedic.
I'll talk to him. He just arrived, okay? He just arrived. I'll talk to him. She's fine. But look, I forgot to do the front desk. Yeah, I forgot to do the front desk. They suggest not to pick her up and go to the paramedic. She's fine. I put her up. Yeah. So, hang on. She doesn't want me to do it upright, but. Right?
Again, let emergency personnel determine whether someone can be raised back up in their wheelchair.
Oh, that's. Hang on.
This is your bus. You're in control of your bus. Alright? At this point, we let someone else start calling the shots instead of a new track suit in control of our own vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was that fell. That I was, I didn't know it hurt, oh my God. Are you okay? Did you hit your head or anything? No. Should I call the ambulance? Hang on, let me talk to my boss. She's on the line right now. You want me to have you? Hang on.
I don't think you need to call the ambulance, maybe.
So this is where the person who is staff is saying, I don't think you need to call the ambulance.
Yeah.
Right away, dispatch has said, the very close right to start, you need to call
Hang on, you can talk to them.
911.
I'm good. Really, are you still there?
Yeah.
Put procedures right in the bus, what to do. I mean, right, you're kind of in a panic situation here, are you not? Why wouldn't you say first 911, second,
Yes, that would be a good idea.
So, I just want to take a step back. Mark's question was, can we have procedures up in the bus regarding what happens? And I'm not going to answer that right now or not right now. Something we can talk about in a safety committee meeting. The thing we need to remember is how many different types of procedures can we post in a bus, right? There's a number of different things that can go wrong. This obviously is a huge and a big one, and I'm not saying we're not going to take that step. It's something the safety committee will discuss.
It's in the route books too.
And it is in the route books.
What to do is in your route books.
And I'm going to take a step back. I'm just going to take another step back. One of the things we've been emphasizing organizationally is when something unusual, anything different happens in your bus, you contact dispatch right away. Okay? Dispatch, if there's any questions, should be able to walk you through those procedures. We need to contact 911. Do not lift the wheelchair. They are your support during this situation, and the ones that can help you walk through this way better than trying to find, I shouldn't say way better, potentially differently or another way to look at this, as opposed to having something posted in the bus. Because if we're doing a really good job, anytime something happens out of the ordinary on our bus and we contact dispatch, that's who we rely on to walk us through those steps. But it will be something we talk about with our safety committee. Yeah.
It's like Mark was saying, when you're in that panic mode and you call dispatch and a long time elapses, let's say they're really busy in dispatch. Speaking from experience, you know, I had somebody that got off the bus and fell and had a huge gash on her head and was bleeding, and the thing is when you're sitting there, it feels like a half hour waiting for what to do. And not just in the dispatch, you know, but if they're busy, if they got another accident or whatever, there should be an emergency person that hops on that line and tells you step by step what to do. Because like you said.
And that's one of the great perception, really, really valid. And when I said we're gonna focus on things happening in the bus, and I talked about that, we're trying to put other procedures in place. Part of that is exactly there, trying to make sure dispatch has enough support in emergency situations that they can get someone else to get back there and help them assist them right away. Great point.
And that should be the first thing that they should say, I have an emergency. So then it.
For those that didn't hear Pat, and I don't want to we'll have some time after this, I want to keep going through the video. Patty's point there was, if you're in an emergency in a situation like that, first thing you tell dispatch, I have an emergency. And I'm not trying to cut short the discussion. I'd like to get through the rest of the video, and then we can continue the discussion with any other things. Is that okay?
Really? She was fine, she's fine though, she didn't get hurt or anything. Just get the move. I'm not the first one to do this, Mike.
No, hey.
And I didn't do this one first.
Listen, this is just, tying these guys down, man. I'm telling you, even when I go with our man, it's like sometimes shit happens, it's like,
Yeah.
damn it.
I feel so bad.
Well, it's all right.
Let me call Rainy real quick.
You're not like holding her head or anything, but that's just bring her home, and then I'll call my supervisor and just.
Kelly?
Yeah, and just see what she wants to do. I don't think we need to worry about it,
Yeah.
but,
I'm gonna call Rainy on her phone. They're not answering the office. So sorry, honey, I probably scared you.
okay.
I'm so sorry.
You'll be okay. Take it easy. I don't think any.
So now he's saying just tie her down and bring her back to the house.
I mean,
She didn't want me to,
To what right here?
oh, she's waving like crazy. We got to call her there a minute. Yeah.
I can see it.
Oh, God, yeah.
Can you pause and just? So we're not gonna rewind it. What happened is the person from the home was saying he needed to get back and asked her to tie her back up and bring her back to the house. And as he did that, he put the hand sand on the back of her head. She has a stocking cap on. And when he pulled his hand away, he noticed he had blood on his hand. And said, "We need to call 911, she's bleeding like a stuffed pig." Again, the reason why 911 needs to be out there so fix this stuff. We don't know what's happening when someone falls back. I think we've gotten, I don't know if there's any reason to keep proceeding. 911 was called, they get there, they tend to her, they transfer her to the ambulance, she gets brought to the hospital, they gave her the pat on the back of her head, and she went home that night. Thankfully, she wasn't injured more than she was. A couple things I want to point out is it's so evident the love and affection and care that Laura has for Laura. All right? It's what makes us who we are as an organization. Why we are the best transportation company out there is because the people in this room care for the riders the way Laura does here. And that's why because of Laura's care for these riders is why she is okay with us showing this video. She doesn't want anyone else, either from a rider perspective or a driver perspective, to have to go through what she went through. And Thomas, I hope you're okay with me bringing up your name. A few years ago, Thomas very emotionally recounted the situation that he had.
It's getting me right now. 5 years ago.
5 years ago. And it's that impact of what it does to us when that happens. Why it's so important for us to be able to watch this and show this. And I'm going to go back to one of the first things I said. If you're someone in a wheelchair and you know you weren't secured properly, and you know that's about to happen, and you can't communicate with someone, how awful that must feel. We just don't want this to happen again. And the best way to prevent it is by us seeing it and understanding how awful it is when it does happen. I trust and believe in every one of you. This is not a matter of anything other than knowing how much you all care and knowing that you don't want this to happen too, to try to get that understanding of the importance of this. Right? And again, happy to continue the discussion, talk through some of these things. If there's anything else that people have that they want to bring up, we can turn the light on.
I just want to say, because you mentioned it, and you are fighting so many emotions. You want to help, you want to call dispatch, you're for a second, you're like in a whirlwind. And you got to somehow pull it together, because this person is molding you, and you don't know what happened. And then afterwards, fire department, ambulances, all the staff of this company comes to you, and you're just standing there like, what? And then you have to go and get a urine test. So I'm begging all of you here, check your tie downs. You do not want to do this. I mean, this happened 5 years ago. I'm a grown man. I'm getting teary-eyed. This is how much devastating it can be. And it could have been worse. So please check your tie downs. Thanks.
Thank you. Another good reminder is you don't need to be in that driver's seat to be communicating with dispatch. You can grab the radio and take it back with you to be by the side of the person that fell.
Mike, I have something that I'd like to ask. Do my colleagues have one of these in their bus?
Yes.
If you don't, there's a box of them. I love them. Very necessary. Get a couple extra clicks when they wiggle. Piece of cake.
And that's a great tool, but if you're not securing the front wheelchair spots, it doesn't make a difference if you have the tool or not.
But that may be an extra thought that I've got
Could
to
be.
get this handled.
Yes.
Oh, I haven't gotten time.
Go ahead.
Is there a way we can, I know a while back, Mike, you had gone and put the little things on where people's wheelchairs are, because there's a lot of different wheelchairs, and the little,
So,
yeah, you put the little colored ties, because there's some chairs now where it's like,
Andrew's right
you gotta climb
now.
underneath to see what.
There's zip ties that we used to put where to do that. Again, something we'll look into.
The dispatch thing, I'm looking to see, because mental mobility, when something devastating happened, you would just get, say, code red, and the dispatchers would drop everything they're doing. They would even shut the channel down, just to focus on you.
So the suggestion is coming up with something like code red to emphasize the importance of emergency. Again, something that we can definitely consider to implement to improve the situation. Anything at all else about this? All right. Again, thank you. I appreciate the attention. And I know this means just as much to every one of you as it does me, Mike, and Patty. We care about our people, and that is what makes us special as an organization. With that, apparently when Pong got to Domino's to pick up her pizza, they had overslept, no one was there. So we will have pizza here. I guess this afternoon when you come back, those of you that stick around, and hopefully it'll be here in the next 20 minutes to half hour. I apologize. Order was placed. It was Domino's that didn't get in there to make her pizzas on time. So, again, we'll put them back in the driver's lounge for people to get pizza as we go through this. We have a few minutes. Is there any other questions or anything else that anyone has before?
So, question is, you got seatbelts when you have, so some unruly middle school kids who refuse to put their seatbelts on. What's then you don't even know after you start driving if they're not.
You can only do what you can do. Okay. You ask them kindly, maybe a second time, and you remind them that this is for their safety. And then, if it's someone that continually refuses to do that, you let Scott or Trevor know, and they will communicate with the programs that they go to that so-and-so is refusing to put their seatbelt on. We don't want to create an adverse situation on the bus where there's back and forth between the driver and the rider. It's just not worth it. Again, one of the beauties of having these videos on there is that if you ask someone to put their seatbelt on and they refuse, we can always go back and say, nope, it wasn't court's issue, this was a rider's issue.
For any of our loop drivers, since we have a little delay before pizza, could we, after White dismisses us loop drivers, just be here for a quick moment? There's a follow-up to kind of what we just talked about that I think would be important for loop drivers.
All right, unless there's anything else, those of you can definitely wait around until the pizza gets here. If you don't want to wait, you can get going, and there'll be some pizza when you get back.
Thank you, Mike.